Title: Video B-Roll Masterclass. 7 tips to make your videos cinematic. The invisible barrier to success. We've all been there. You spend 10 hours filming a beautiful talking head segment. Then you realize it's just you sitting there for 10 minutes. So you go out and shoot some extra footage of your coffee, your cat, or the street outside. You drop it in, hit export, and wait for the views to explode. But then you look at your analytics. The audience didn't just stay, they skipped, or worse, they left. Most creators are told that B-roll is the cure for low retention. But if B-roll is supposed to make videos more interesting, why does so much of it actually make videos feel more boring and amateur? Today, I'm going to show you that B-roll isn't extra footage. It's the connective tissue of your story. Most people use it as wallpaper to cover up a boring screen. We are going to use it as a storytelling tool. By the end of this masterclass, you won't just shoot B-roll, you'll engineer it. If you keep using random cutaways, your average view duration will continue to slide. YouTube will stop giving you impressions because viewers are signaling that the video lacks cohesive energy. We need to shift from visual decoration to a visual narrative. Imagine a fitness creator talking about discipline. An amateur shows random shots of a gym they filmed last week. A pro shows the 5 a.m. alarm clock, the cold water hitting their face, and the worn out soles of their shoes. B-roll is not a distraction from the speaker. It is a magnifier of the speaker's message. But even with the right shots, your edits might still feel clunky. That brings us to our first core technique. Before we dive in, tell me in the comments, what's the one B-roll mistake you see most often that drives you crazy? Tip 1. Match cuts and the invisible bridge. Why do some transitions feel like magic while others feel like a glitch in the matrix? The biggest mistake beginners make is B-roll dumping. You finish a sentence, then pop, there's a random shot of a tree. It feels jarring. The pro secret is the match cut. This is how you visually connect the world of your talking head to the world of your B-roll, so the viewer's brain doesn't have to work to keep up. Jarring cuts create cognitive friction. Every time a viewer has to ask, why am I seeing this? You risk them clicking away. To fix this, use visual anchors. If you are holding a coffee cup while speaking, your B-roll should start with a similar shape or action, like the steam rising or a hand reaching for a mug. This layers the story. If a tech reviewer says, the screen is massive, we should cut to a shot that is already zoomed in on that screen. The visual subject remains the same, only the perspective changes. This isn't just about the object, it's about the direction of energy. If you move your hand to the right in your main footage, the B-roll subject should move to the right. Try the 3-second alignment rule. Before you place a clip, ensure the subject is in the same quadrant of the screen as the subject in the previous shot. This hides the seams of your video. Tip 2. Dynamic camera movement. Why does a professional 2-second shot feel like a movie while an amateur shot feels like a security camera feed? Movement is the heartbeat of cinematic B-roll. On YouTube, static is boring, but random movement is actually worse. If you're just wobbling the camera, you're making people seasick. We need motivated movement. Without intentional movement, the viewer's eyes stop searching the frame. Their brain goes into passive mode, and they eventually scroll away. You need to master the triple threat: the push-in for intimacy, the pull-out for context, and the parallax for depth. A push-in moves toward the subject to signal importance. A pull-out moves away to reveal the environment. If you're shooting a laptop for a productivity video, a static shot is just a laptop on a desk. A cinematic shot is a slow push-in on the keyboard as you talk about starting the work. You don't need expensive gimbals for this. You can use your body as a human slider by keeping your elbows tucked and moving with your knees. Smooth, intentional movement keeps the viewer locked in. Tip 3. Lighting your B-roll. Can you shoot cinematic footage with zero lights? Why does footage shot in a dark room sometimes look better than footage shot in a bright office? Cinematic isn't a resolution, it's a shadow. Beginners think more light equals better. Pros think direction of light equals story. If your B-roll is lit from the front, it looks like a flat, boring tutorial. We want to light from the side or the back. Flat lighting removes all texture and depth. It makes your footage look cheap and digital. Shadows are what create the 3D feel on a 2D screen. Use the 45-degree rule. Place your light source, even if it's just a window, at a 45-degree angle to your subject. This creates short lighting, putting the side of the subject closest to the camera in slight shadow. If you're filming a pair of sneakers, front lighting makes them look like an eBay listing. Side lighting lets you see the texture of the leather and the shine of the logo. The best light for B-roll is the golden hour, but if you're indoors, a single window with the overhead lights turned off will give you a high-end look for free. Tip 4. Lens selection and cinematic depth. Why does smartphone footage often look so smartphony? It's all about background separation. When everything in your B-roll is in focus, from the pen in your hand to the trash can 30 feet away, it looks amateur. Cinematic B-roll uses depth of field to tell the viewer exactly where to look. If the viewer's eye has to hunt for the subject, they get tired. A tired viewer is a viewer who leaves. Use a tight focal length and a wide aperture. If you're on a smartphone, use a dedicated cinematic mode or simply move your subject further away from the background. Think of a travel vlogger at a busy market. With a wide lens, you see the vlogger and 50 other people. It's chaotic. With a tight lens, the vlogger's face is sharp and the market becomes a beautiful, blurry wash of color. This creates compression, where the background feels pulled closer to the subject, making the shot feel more intimate and professional. Tip 5. Sound design. The hidden weapon. Is your B-roll silent? If so, it's killing your retention. Why does a shot of a car driving feel wrong if you can't hear the tires on the gravel, even if there's music playing? Sound is the ghost in the machine. If you show me a shot of a laptop and I don't hear the click-clack of the keys, my brain knows it's fake. This is the difference between an amateur slideshow and a cinematic experience. Visuals without sound feel hollow. The viewer feels a subconscious sense of unease, which leads to them disconnecting from the story. You need Foley layering. Add 3 layers to every B-roll shot: ambient, the room tone, or street noise. Specifics: the clink of a glass or the whoosh of a camera movement. Music, the emotional driver. In a cooking tutorial, don't just show the knife. Layer in a sharp thud and the sound of the vegetable crisping. Use the rule of the second sound. If you have a visual transition, add a subtle whoosh. It makes the transition feel physical rather than digital. Tip 6. Story-driven cutaways. Stop adding B-roll just to cover the screen. Most creators ask, what footage can I put here? The pro question is, what does the viewer need to see right now? If you're talking about frustration, I don't want to see a pretty sunset. I want to see a hand gripping a steering wheel or a pen being snapped. Random B-roll is a pattern interrupt gone wrong. It breaks the viewer's focus on the message and replaces it with nothing. Before adding a shot, use the B-roll decision system. Ask, does it explain? Does it feel? Emotional subtext. Does it bridge? Hiding and edit? If the answer to all three is no, delete the clip. In a business video, instead of generic people high-fiving, show a close-up of a declined credit card notification followed by a success notification. That is a story. You can even use B-roll to time travel, showing the consequence of what you're talking about before you even finish the sentence. Tip 7. Color grading for impact. How do you make 10 different clips look like one unified video? The final mistake is visual discontinuity. If your main footage is warm and cozy, but your B-roll is blue and cold, you've just told the viewer's brain that the video is over and a new one has started. We need visual glue. Inconsistency looks amateur. It makes your video look like a collection of stock clips rather than an intentional creation. You don't need a Hollywood color grade. You just need consistency. Match your white balance and exposure across all clips. If you can't get the colors to match perfectly, here is an old editor's trick. Turn the saturation down slightly on both. It hides color shifts and creates a more intentional, unified look. Conclusion. The transformation. Remember our opening question. Why does B-roll often make videos feel more boring? The answer is now obvious. It's because we were treating it like extra footage. We were using it to hide the fact that we didn't have a visual story to tell. But today, you learned the system. Metric cuts to build bridges. Move your camera to keep the heart beating. Use light and depth to create a world. Layer sound to make it real. And always ask if the shot deserves to be there. Better B-roll improves your retention, which tells YouTube your video is satisfying. Higher satisfaction leads to more impressions. It's a cycle of growth. The challenge. Take your next video and shoot 10 B-roll clips before you start editing. Ask, what does this shot add? If it doesn't add anything, don't use it. Your retention will thank you. Before you go, remember, every view on this channel helps a real-world mission. Subscribe to help us feed our veterans. Every view, like, and share helps turn your digital attention into real-world resources for those who served. When you support this channel, you're helping us continue that mission. But there's one deeper question we haven't answered yet. Why does an audience sometimes switch off even when the visuals are beautiful? There is a psychological reason visual variety matters so much to human attention. That's what I explain in my next video, where we dive into the science of why your brain craves the next shot. I'll see you over there. Now tell me in the comments, which of these 7 techniques are you going to try first? Let's talk about it. Remember to subscribe to help us feed our veterans. Every view, like, and share transforms into digital energy and physical resources. That single click you just made will put dinner on a veteran's table. The mission continues.